Hi, I'm James. I'm 19 years old and I've been diabetic since I was 15.
Hello, my name is Ben. I was diagnosed when I was 2 years old.
Well, at first, when I was little, I couldn't do them myself because I was so young, so my parents had to do them, and that was quite harsh because, you know, they didn't really know if I was like in pain or anything, which I quite was really.
I meant to got 12 units of insulin.
There's a dial at the bottom there, and you dial how many units of insulin, and after that, you press it down like a plunger as you inject, and that's really it. And because the needle's so small, you don't really feel much pain.
If I'm walking down the street and I'll be injecting myself, just sort of, you know, if it's sort of running in the street and I'm sort of standing with all those people, you know, in the doorway of Marks and Spencer's, and I just sort of whack it out and jab it in, I might get a look. But you know, the funny thing is that most people don't actually know what it is because it doesn't look like a needle or anything. They just sort of think, oh my god, what the hell's he doing? It's a bit weird.
But if I'm like on my own in my room, I'll probably do it in my leg. But if I'm like at home with friends or something, I'll just do it quickly in my arm.
But it's because I'm really flab there, so I can't really. I can do it right on there, all with my arse, and stomach there, around there. I don't know any really whether there's flab. I suppose if I had a big sort of, you know, waddle, I could probably do it in there as well. The only problems I do have is people who don't like needles. Since I sort of started doing injections sort of every time, you can't really care what other people think. It's like the double whammy, you know what I mean? I'm injecting myself, sticking a needle in myself, I'm doing it in my stomach, which, you know, a lot of people find absolutely horrible for some reason, I don't know.
With university and with lectures and all, like, it gets a bit hard in trying to get the times for the injections and the food, but I need like 2 injections a day, and one's at 7:30 in the morning, one's 4 o'clock in the evening. I try to keep to them.
Technically I should take insulin every 2 hours and eat every 2 hours because that's, you know, the way it works. But you know, there are always ways of getting around that, you know.
Basically you have to eat more or less every 2 hours, but that's pretty much fine because I can time that around the lecture, say eat just before lecture and then just after.
Because my lifestyle dictates what insulin I should take, I just sort of take insulin to what I do, and I don't really care about the consequences normally. But you know, it's a hard choice to make. I either go out and get drunk, and I sort of, you know, sort of be the sensible diabetic and just sort of stay in, have some dinner, have a small bit of chocolate after dinner as my sort of, you know punishment treat. But no, I mean, to be frank, it is just sort of all normal shit, really. I mean, I might have, normally I'd have a few chocolate bars hanging out in the bag just in case I need them. But not normally, because I'm a bit lazy when it comes to things like that.
I have to eat, it's more or less every 2 hours. Well, I have to have something at 7:30 after my injection, and then it goes on from 9:30, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 7:30. And then if I'm up late, I have to have something at 9 as well.
You should just sort of have a pint, maybe 2, with your food, and then, you know, not really push it much further. Unfortunately, I tend to do what everyone else does and just sort of, you know, if you don't eat, you get drunk easier. It's quite good. It keeps you level. Should by the end of the night, but if you drink too much and don't eat enough, then of course the alcohol sort of, you know, brings your sugar levels right down. Basically, what I've been told is, you know, a mixture of what I've been told and what the scare stories my mum seems to throw at me every morning from the paper is that, you know, the worst thing that I can have is that I can go blind.
It's affecting my eyesight, and that's because of the sugar level in my blood.
Impotence.
My family knows a lot of people that are quite old and diabetic as well, like in their 60s and 80s, and so I don't think it's that much of a threat.
I can lose limbs as well, you know, sort of bits can sort of die off.
I tend really not to think about that because that's like in the future.
I suppose if I thought about it 24 hours a day, then I wouldn't be able to cope, really. But you know, you don't think about it. You can't think about it, really, otherwise you get mad.